how crypto predicts future and why you shouldn't miss this new major narrative. Hello and welcome to the Web3 Guides YouTube channel. My name's Andrew and today we're going to talk about Polymarket and other prediction markets and why there is so much hype around them in crypto space and beyond. We'll explain what is a prediction market, how Polymarket works, why it is so popular, and what crypto investors and traders should look out for to potentially profit from this new narrative. So don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell button, and let's get started. So what are prediction markets? A prediction market is a platform where you can bet on the outcomes of an upcoming event. The idea of prediction markets is actually quite old. Even a few centuries ago, people bet on election outcomes, for example. The first online platforms appeared as early as the 90s. On modern prediction markets, an event outcome is usually represented by an asset, such as a contract. By buying this contract, user places a bet on this outcome. The more people buy the contract, the higher the price, up to a certain limit. So the price sort of indicates what the market thinks is the probability of this outcome. Because of this model, researchers in academia are also interested in prediction markets. Some even say that prediction markets might often be more accurate than single experts, because of the collective wisdom boosted by financial incentive. Anyways, while being quite fascinating, prediction markets weren't such a big thing before, but everything changed just a couple of years ago with the rise of Polymarket. Polymarket is a blockchain-based prediction market launched in 2020. It was initially an Ethereum-based project, but soon migrated to Polygon for better throughput and lower network fees. Polymarket wasn't the first crypto prediction market. The first decentralized platform, Augur, was launched in 2018, but due to technical limitations, earlier decentralized prediction markets did not attract so much attention. Smooth user experience was one of the major reasons why Polymarket became so popular, even among people who didn't know much about crypto. The other one is that people now are even more involved in discussing and following big political, economic and cultural events. So the first wave of popularity came to Polymarket very soon. During the 2020 US presidential election, Polymarket already attracted significant investment and sort of happened to be at the right place at the right time. But the second big wave of attention and the real success came to Polymarket in 2024, unsurprisingly during the next presidential election. Then a total of $3 billion was bet on Polymarket, and the platform took its place at the forefront of the new prediction market hype. And everyone started talking about it. There are other major prediction market platforms besides Polymarket, such as Kalshi. Unlike Polymarket, Kalshi is a centralized non-crypto platform, which is regulated and works under the CFTC license. With the overall hype on prediction markets, Kalshi also grew significantly. And because of its competition with Polymarket, being the second largest platform in this sector, it started to expand into crypto space as well, partnering with protocols on Solana and Base blockchains. In crypto, of course, this narrative also exploded, and new promising projects emerge following the growth of the market. So, how does Polymarket work? The event outcomes on Polymarket are represented by tokenized assets called shares. There are two types of those, yes shares and no shares, which represent a positive or a negative result. While trading is ongoing, the price of a share can fluctuate between $0 and $1, depending on how many people bet on this result against the opposite one. So if a yes share is worth 65 cents, the corresponding no share will be 35 cents. So you can say that the market collectively predicts that there is a 65% chance of this particular thing happening. When the event concludes, the price of a share will be either $1 or $0, depending on the actual result. So for example, if the result is positive, like a candidate won the election, the yes share will be worth $1 and the no share price will go down to 0. Interestingly, a user can sell their shares at any time, meaning one is not locked into their bet once it's made. The markets on the platform can range from very simple to more complex. Some have just two options, for a positive and a negative result. Others can have several different outcomes, each with a positive and a negative option. So people betting on who will win a major award or an election can theoretically bet on a positive outcome for one candidate and at the same time on a negative outcome for another. One more thing to note is that Polymarket itself does not single-handedly determine the results of events. For that, a blockchain oracle is used. When the event concludes, it will gather public data and send it to the smart contract. After that, if no dispute is raised, the results finalize. This more or less guarantees fairness. So, in contrast to a traditional betting platform, Polymarket works more like an actual market. The prices and probabilities are not set by the platform itself, they are the result of the supply and demand dynamics. So, in essence, they are decided by traders. Polymarket also doesn't act as an intermediary. The platform uses a modified decentralized exchange model, so all the transactions are peer-to-peer and users are in control of their money. Of course, it doesn't mean that it's absolutely safe to trade on Polymarket. There are risks that should be taken into account. So, should you trade on Polymarket? It's important to understand that prediction markets trade expectations and possibilities. They do not forecast future, though they seem to be consistently accurate on really big events. So trading there is almost pure speculation. But so is trading in general, maybe to a lesser extent. There are essentially two main ways someone can profit on Polymarket. You either bet on an obvious outcome, or you catch something very early, when the market still underestimates the possibility of an outcome. Seasoned traders with big experience can absolutely come up with a working strategy, but people prone to gambling should definitely stay away from Polymarket. Whether to trade on Polymarket or not is a personal choice in the end, but as an investor you should probably pay attention to the prediction markets as an emerging sector of the overall crypto market and as a potentially profitable narrative. And it seems that this sector has a future. Major companies start really paying attention to prediction markets. Polymarket recently secured an investment of $2 billion from the New York Stock Exchange owners, and there is clearly an institutional interest in prediction markets. Major players in crypto space are also interested in joining the trend. Coinbase, for example, wants to launch its own prediction markets. Others, like MetaMask, partner with existing platforms. Media also pay attention to prediction markets, using them as a source of information. On a more general note, major events that people are interested in are always going to be here, so prediction markets are likely to continue attracting some people. Then what should you look out for as an investor? First of all, major platforms, like Polymarket itself. Polymarket doesn't have its own token yet, but there are heavy rumors that sooner or later it's going to be launched, and there is a potential for an airdrop as well. The new players, like Opinion, are also showing promising growth, so maybe keep an eye on those as well. Finally, ranking sites such as CoinGecko already have a separate category for projects connected to the prediction market sector in one way or another, and you can browse those for promising tokens. Just keep in mind that especially in a hyped up trend, there are always gonna be junk projects that don't offer anything of value, and at most will just pump and dump. Another caveat concerning the sector in general is the regulatory status of prediction markets. Major platforms like Polymarket and Kalshi have already had a lot of attention from regulators. Polymarket, for example, was not available in the US for quite some time, and Kalshi, despite having a license, had to defend its interests in court. So while now they are managing to deal with such attention, it doesn't necessarily mean that regulators will leave them alone, and the involvement of regulators can potentially slow down the sector's growth. And one more thing to be aware of is that especially crypto-based decentralized prediction markets are relatively new and not yet time-tested, so there could be potential technical issues, vulnerabilities, and other unforeseen risks. The platforms themselves are also not guaranteed to always act in the best interest of their users. There are, for example, several cases of supposed insider trading on Polymarket. Anyway, to put it simply, this is still a relatively unexplored landscape, which means both a huge potential if the sector continues growing and a bunch of risks to be aware of. So as always, you should do your own research and try not to get influenced by hype alone. And that is all for today. Tell us what you think about prediction markets in the comments down below, and if you want to learn more about Polymarket or another platform, let us know in the comments as well, so we can put out more videos for you. As always, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like this video. Thanks for watching and good trades to everyone.